Massive issues, what we learned at Anaheim, too. Hey, everybody, Walt Wanders, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. Just going to give it to you and give it to you straight because nobody else will. This is insane, right? So awesome. So awesome. Let's just say it's awesome. Before we get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, super awesome stuff. You're living through historic moto times. Buckle up and strap in. Hold on to your hats and glasses. We're going to blow the lid off of this one today. I know many of you saw I was actually at A2. And it was pretty good. It was fun. I just cruised my kids through and we had a good time. Saw a lot of people. A lot of fun. Now, the realities are we learned a lot. There's so much to unpackage. I don't know if we'll get to unpackage it all right here, right now, but we're going to do our best to do some good, bad, and ugly. Let's start with the bad. I mean, everybody likes a shocker report, right? A shocker report. The realities are the track was tight and one aligned. I watched it unfold in front of my face. The tracks are broken. Wouldn't it be nice for them to just like take a track from back like in the early 2000s, back in like the Ricky or Bubba era, when we had some of the gnarliest battles, and just spin off it. I understand you can't have the tracks the same every time, but you're trying too hard now. They're trying too hard. And they're so busy. It's just like, you can OJ overjump just about everything out there. And I don't know if they're trying to solicit somebody to pull the trigger and quad something that really doesn't need to be quad. But I saw a lot of single file racing in there. But the reality is that's just one of the symptoms of what's going on in the industry today is the tracks. There's so much stuff that we want to concentrate today more on the riders. Now, let's start off with some of the good. All right, let's move into some of the good. Kickstart Kenny. Found the podium, a 2-3-4 finish. Found the podium. Now, that was a third. And Eli gave that to him, in my opinion, because Eli yard sailed it and he was going to pretty much put everybody to shame, had he not. So again, Kenny got a little bit gifted. He got gifted with a fifth at round one when Mookie went down, but he got on the podium. He's actually saved Suzuki from being a big problem. At Suzuki, I mean, for one, McElrath and the Chiz are full-fledged, borderline. I mean, they're just lappers. They've been lappers in every single round. If it wasn't for Kenny Boy doing what he's doing, Suzuki would be in worse shape this year than they are last year. And they were in horrible shape last year and the year before and probably the year before that. If Kenny's not on that team, they're done. And Kenny's now, it's all on Kenny. Kenny, it is all on you. And I saw McElrath was in, he just barely made the night show. I watched day qualifier. He was in the 450 LCQ getting smoked by privateers, and he came in fourth place, the last spot to get into the night show. He made it in by the skin of his teeth. And he's doing their best. They're all doing their best on social media to be like, dude, sugarcoating it, basically. The realities are something's up. I know, because McElrath's, like, we saw him even on the MCR bike pulling hole shots and running up front, at least for a second. I mean, he's just not having any fun out there, I would imagine. That dude was a lights phenom. We had a lot of high hopes of McElrath. Like the Chiz, okay, he's just a stately veteran at this point. We don't expect anything out of the Chiz. And at this point, we don't expect anything out of McElrath because he just hasn't been able to put this thing together in the 450 class. Great lights rider. That's why you almost got to look like the Jeremy Martins that have managed to stay in the class. Just jump, make sure you can just stay a 250 rider. I mean, almost, like at this point. The second thing we got to look at is Pro Circuit Kawasaki. McAdoo is their only rider left. They had 6 riders coming in to the series, to the east and the west. Now they've got 1 out of their 6 left. They're getting hammered. And I saw Mitch in there. Mitch has seen it all. I mean, Mitch is not stoked, believe me. He's not stoked, and now they're looking for fill-in rides. I even saw Weston Pike on Instagram. Hey, Mitch, I'll race the bike on the East for 200 grand, but I'm probably going to be hungover, so make sure you have some booze at the truck. That's what's going on. Did you see that? I did. But poor Pro Circuit Kawasaki is getting hammered. And Jetson, he had 2 out of the 3 races. He was on the ground. Still came out to finish second. Like, insane. Like, there is just no way this class... Like, I mean, one of the good things is we at least made it interesting. Like, I don't want to see anybody crash and get hurt, but I like to see... It's just dirt bikes are going to fall. We're going to have our share of falls. We had them at A2. But Star Racing Yamaha had... Kitchen and who was the other? I think, I don't know, it's Robertson, Styles. I can't remember who it was, but their other rider get on the podium. Congratulations. But Jetson he yard sailed it twice in one race, once in another of the races, and still came back to finish second. But at least he showed he was human, right? He's not just walking away with this. Made for some more exciting racing. So the reality is we cannot forget about our good friend Danger Boy D. Gonna race the East Coast. We are hearing reports on the industry telling us. Talks are we're gonna go race in the East. We look good in qualifying, but again, they're pushing him in. Normally, I get it. And now it's just a big machine. It's all the hype. Believe the hype. He's the next best thing. But his star is starting to fade. He yard sailed it last year in the outdoors. Not the finish that a lot of us thought he was going to put in. See, what happens at the test track isn't going to translate to the racetrack on the weekends. It just won't. You got to have the experience. So it's okay to come in and not win. But when you're expected to win and you don't win, that's a different story. And I think a lot of the industry, his camp, other camps, the industry itself, somebody put that kind of pressure on the kid to win. He showed the speed, but he yard sailed it super hard. He did not have the race that he wanted. And I don't know if he goes racing East, like put him in, like you may as well at this point. Maybe some of the pressure's off. Maybe it was a good thing. I don't know. Leave your comments in the comments below. And the last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about our good friend. Like I said, there's so much to unpackage. I'm going to do my best to maybe do some more concentrated topics moving into next weekend's round to put some of these guys under the microscope, because there's a lot of videos that could be created all throughout the gate, like all throughout the paddock, all throughout the rider lineup. There's a lot of riders we can talk about. I'm missing tons of them, I'm sure. Everybody could go under the microscope, right? Adam Cianciarulo. Adam Cianciarulo has become almost the new people's choice guy. Like, we just like Adam. He's just a good kid. And he's handling the fact that he's not a championship threat anymore pretty well. But that's hard as a racer that came from being the next big thing to championship threat to now a lapper himself. He's probably one of his worst nights was A2, the Triple Crown. He did not finish well. He did not stay up. He got off the gate okay. His starts are okay, but he's just got no fight that I can see. And usually, if a rider doesn't have any fight, there's one of two things. It's either physical or mental. And for Adam, I think it's a little bit of both. I think this could, in fact, end up being his farewell tour. I think that dude, he has an agent still, believe me, because he still has that kind of juice. But he's probably looking for a job in the industry, possibly in the media itself, possibly as a color commentator. But I think this could, in fact, be a farewell tour, unless somehow, if he keeps going the way he's going, these first 3 rounds that we've watched, this will probably be his last season for sure, because Kawasaki's not going to keep you. I can guarantee you that. And second is that nobody else is going to give him a ride. And third, I don't think he wants to be out there if he can't be battling up front anyway. So I believe this could be our farewell tour, unless something happens and all of a sudden that dude's up there on the podium and something clicks and something happens, which could, but it's a complete long shot. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as an industry guy. Somebody wants to see not only win on the track, off the track, understanding the waters we're swimming in now. Shark infested. The whole supercross and motocross industry have some issues in front of it for sure. We're just scratching the surface. Today we talked about just a little wrap up of A2, the Triple Crown, and some of the things that I believe were pretty significant. I know I just scratched the surface, though. There's a lot we could talk about. Can't unpackage it all, but I'm going to do my best to unpackage it in the coming videos, so stay tuned. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're really going to like the next video on your screen. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars today. We will see you on the next video.